Essentials of School Leadership Part 1. Children and teenagers attending schools all across the world will graduate into a future that is substantially different from that of their parents and grandparents. The availability of knowledge and information is substantially rising due to scientific discoveries and technological advancement. Today's global world is becoming more interdependent, and the success or failure of one nation affects many others. A rising number of individuals are worried that the principal's position, which was created for the industrial age, hasn't changed to deal with the complex difficulties that schools are educating children and teenagers to face in the 21st century. The definition and distribution of school leadership responsibilities must evolve along with expectations for what they should accomplish. Planning for succession is also a top concern in order to guarantee future high-caliber school leadership. School leadership policy and practice must address a number of difficulties brought on by the quickly evolving educational environment. We must enhance both teaching and learning. If schools are to guarantee that children and young people may succeed in the future, standards of teaching and learning must consistently improve. The ability of school leaders to influence teacher capability and motivation as well as the culture and environment in which they work and learn is crucial for enhancing educational outcomes. School administrators should take a more active part in instructional leadership by monitoring and evaluating teacher performance, conducting and organizing for mentoring and coaching, organizing cooperation and collaborative learning, planning teacher professional development. Pedagogy is evolving. Children and young people need to engage in increasingly effective types of active, constructivist learning that teach understanding and independence to be successful in today's knowledge society. Individualization and customization that can provide inclusive and multiculturally sensitive learning opportunities for increasingly varied groups of pupils are also in high demand. School leaders must learn these new types of pedagogy in order to monitor and evaluate their teachers' performance. As learning leaders, principals can create communities of effective practice in which continuous professional development grows more complex and is woven into the fabric of the working day. Autonomy and accountability centers are changing. School leaders can only have an impact on student outcomes if they have enough autonomy to make crucial curriculum decisions as well as teacher recruiting and development decisions, and if their primary areas of responsibility are focused on increasing student learning. Countries are increasingly choosing for decentralized decision-making while balancing it with greater centralized accountability regimes such as standardized testing. Decentralization has both advantages and disadvantages. School-level management over devolved finances, for example, allows school leaders to allocate money to priority development areas while increasing the burden of financial administration, leaving less time to focus on teaching and learning. Whereas formerly they were held accountable for input into learning processes, school leaders are now frequently held accountable for learning results for teachers and students. Policy and practice must collaborate more effectively. Government policy aimed at changing school practice can only be effective if it is consistent with school-level processes, structures, and priorities. The motivation and actions of school leaders are critical to effective implementation. Policymakers must involve school leaders in meaningful and ongoing debate and collaboration regarding policy development and formulation. School leaders that have a sense of ownership over the reform process are more likely to involve their staff and pupils in the implementation and maintenance of improvements. Schools face an ever-increasingly complicated environment. In rapidly changing society, school goals and methods for achieving them are not always obvious and consistent. Schools are under great pressure to change, and school leaders must equip teachers and students to deal with change effectively. Leaders of the most successful schools in difficult circumstances are usually well known, engaged with, and trusted by both parents and the larger community. They work with businesses, sports clubs, faith-based organizations, and community organizations to improve children's and young people's achievement and well-being. In order to share the resources and expertise required to deliver a wide variety of learning opportunities and support services, school leaders are also increasingly working with leaders of other schools and with the district. To adequately address these issues, schools must overcome three key obstacles. The obligations of principals are growing. It has become more clear that the roles and responsibilities expected of principals much exceed what one person alone can accomplish as the work of running a school has expanded and gotten more complex. The professional is aging. The average school leader is 51 years old and will retire in the next 5 to 10 years. It is critical to create clear plans for future leadership and efficient procedures for leadership succession in addition to enhancing the caliber of the current school leadership. Unattractive working circumstances. Principal posts are receiving fewer applications in several nations. Negative connotations are associated with a profession that is frequently seen as overworked, providing insufficient training and preparation, inadequate pay, and unfavorable working circumstances. Particularly, teachers and deputy principals believe that the higher compensation provided to principals is insufficient to offset the significant increase in responsibility. Subscribe to receive notifications about new content. Do not forget to like and share. ASUED Management Consultants. Leadership/sustainability practices/facilities.